Jason, it's such a pleasure to finally meet you.
Thank you
for
very
joining
much.
us.
Thank you for having me.
I have to let you know that I walked into this and from the get-go was really laughing. Out
Really?
loud. Yeah, out
Yeah.
loud. So, but when you were offered the script, when you were told the premise of this film, did you think, oh God, another body switch movie? What's going on?
To be honest, I didn't really have that impression or that sort of bias because I've never really seen any of those movies because they've never really appealed to me because they've always been family-friendly, sort of soft movies. All I thought about was that the guys who wrote The Hangover wrote it, and the guy who directed Wedding Crashers is going to direct it, and I would be able to play two parts. So I was very excited to read it based on that, and you know, it's the funniest script I ever read. And so when I finished it, I actually immediately emailed the head of the studio and asked them, you know, please, let me have this movie. And it took a while to sort of find the right other actor to you know, in this case it was Ryan, and thank God it was because we've been friends for a long time, and that worked out well for us.
Yeah, did that help? Because I suppose when you're playing the two different characters, you'd have to know a bit of his mannerisms and personality.
Well, that would be helpful if we were trying to do impressions of each other, but we both agreed that wouldn't be very appropriate for this because anybody who's going to go see an R-rated comedy, or in this case 16, I think, you're not really looking for some super acting lesson. You know, they don't want to see that crap. They want to see some funny stuff, some stuff that might make them feel a little uncomfortable. You know, it's not a family movie. Yeah, and so we just wanted to accomplish that, and I think we did.
You
for
did.
The most part.
There's a lot of stuff that's out there. Was there anything off limits?
No, we
Really?
stuffed it all in there. I don't think we. Everything was the rules were anything that makes you laugh, let's do it. And so we love this movie, but it's not for your parents, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, or your kids.
No, kids definitely stay away.
Yeah.
But there was even a scene where you had to get naked.
Yeah.
What was that like? Looking good, by the way.
Thank you very much. It was cold that day, so
really?
I just needed the one hand to cover things. It was my idea actually to do it completely naked. It was originally we shot it and I just had a robe on which was open, and that didn't really get done what I was supposed to be doing in that scene, which was be some sort of shocking comedic relief at the end of a very sad, dramatic scene that Leslie Mann does. And
she's fabulous.
Yeah, she's great in the movie, and she did such a great job in that scene. I thought, well, I think I've got to come in with a bit more of a shocking punch at the end. So I asked to reshoot that scene without the robe, and that was not very smart, but I was caught up in actually trying to do a good job, you know.
Well, it was brilliant.
Thanks.
And I'm sure you've been asked this a million times over this junket, but if you were to switch bodies with somebody, who would it be and why?
I don't know. I'm getting a real good close-up view of what it's like to be 4 years old again. You know, now that I've got my kid seems to be having a great time at this age, and I can't remember being 4. My earliest memories may be 5 or 6, so I wouldn't mind switching with my kid. She watches a lot of TV. She never has to pick up a check at a restaurant. That looks pretty good to me.
She gets put to bed, picked up.
Yeah, exactly. All she has to do is just squeak a little bit, and you know.
What's up? Yeah.
So her, I think.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Nice.
Now you've been in this business for a while. I've been a fan of yours since Valerie, and you did Silver Spoons.
Right.
Before that. Yeah. Now I sound like a stalker. I'm not. I promise, Jason.
That's okay. I'll take it.
But how did you make that successful transition from child star to adult actor? Because there's so many people out there who get stuck.
Yeah. Well, I was better about robbing the liquor stores. I never got caught. And all my drug abuse was done before there were, camera phones. And I don't know, I guess I was just smarter about it. And I got Arrested Development. That was a big key to sort of start a new phase of my career. I think without that show, it would have been more difficult, but I like to think I still would have been able to do it, I hope. But Arrested Development was really, really important.
Yeah. Do you think, you mentioned, now it's the era of camera phones and the paparazzi are everywhere. Do you think if you were going through what you went through then, now, you'd get through it the same way? Do you think it's tougher for child actors today?
I definitely think it's more difficult to have your growing up process be private, but it's almost it's almost easier to become famous now because of scandal, and people get, sort of, if you have a sensational moment in your life, you can use that to get thrown into the media spotlight. And then if you've got some talent, you can kind of diversify that celebrity into perhaps some success as an actor. I don't know. I mean, that's sort of a cynical way to look at it, but there's a few people that have successfully done that. So I don't know. I'm glad I got mine done, though.
Yeah. And finally, you mentioned Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. There's always talk of, yes, there's going to be a movie, no, there's not going to be a movie. What's going on?
Yeah,
Please.
I'm sorry that there's always sort of a non-update, and I've got the same one. I don't have a solid announcement to make, except that things are still progressing very well, and it looks like we'll be doing it next year.
Brilliant. Well, I hope to talk to you then when you're promoting that movie. Jason, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much.
Very much.